Hello and welcome to the Blacklist. This is our second annual Hell-O-Ween show, and I'm joined by Jason and our returning guest from last year. Do you want to reintroduce yourself?
David Bates of Sinister Fate.
From our last Halloween episode. And God said, let there be a little light. That's pretty cool. Good work. Brian's on the lights.
Thank you.
So how's everybody been again?
Horrible.
Pretty good.
Horrible.
I know it's Halloween, right? You can't say good.
I fucking love this time of the year. October's the absolute best month of the year.
He's got such a raging
Good.
hard on.
I can't get rid of it. I can't get rid of it. It's like I dropped 20 of those purple pills. I just... Are they purple? Blue? What?
Sure.
The pills. You know, the pills.
Big day.
Yeah, we're here again. We enjoyed ourselves so much last October that we decided to do it again. You can click out, or maybe Jason, if he feels like it'll link last year's episode somewhere in the episode. We did our top 20 or 25 horror movies for Halloween.
Yeah.
Not horror movies of all time, for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And we also told some excellent ghost stories.
Yeah.
So this year, I wanted to talk a little bit about some awesome haunted house experiences we may have had in the past. I know I have a few stories. I don't know if you guys do.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I wanted to talk a little bit about, very sensitively, our favorite serial killers. Because that's a bad thing to have a favorite of or rank or however you want to
Is
look
it
at
really,
it.
though? I mean,
It's kind of messed up.
Is
it's
it?
like, you know,
I
this guy killed the most...
I don't know how well the viewers can see. There is a library, a small library, but there's a couple of very obscure books sitting right here.
And we have our friend Jack, who is a little smushed.
He made
Jason made the mouth too big. And what's her name? Jenny?
That's Lisa. Right?
Lisa. This is our friend Lisa. I just met her this evening, but, you know, we're getting along swimmingly.
She gives good head.
Yes, I like it. What do you guys want to start with the show?
Well, before we get too far into it, why don't we go ahead and let Mr. Bates over here go ahead and catch everybody up on what he's been doing for the past year, because
We haven't seen you in quite some time.
he is in a horror themed rock band.
Yes. Metal band, rock band.
You lean in?
I gotta lean in for
Yeah.
this.
Just a little. They'll pick you up.
Put it in your mouth.
No, every time.
Every time with Jason.
Every time.
Flashbacks. No, we're actually going to be putting out a new CD.
About a week, right?
About a week. Next week is our CD release, October 26th, for the CD Hellbound. And we've been working on that for a little over a year, give or take. We're working on a new music video, which might have some special cameos possibly involved.
Woo!
Uh,
I got to talk to Mr. Willie about, getting that set up. But
Mr. Willie! Hello!
My buddies.
I'm sure he is loving that. And Mr. Willie wears a top hat, too.
So does mine!
Well, there you go.
Mine just puts a monocle on.
Well,
It's got sideburns.
So?
that is epic.
A little twirl mustache underneath.
Well, handlebar. But, so we're possibly doing a video for Zombie Bomb for a song called Fetish, which I don't even know how to really describe it. Well, this is YouTube, so I can get away with
It's YouTube,
saying.
it's iTunes. You can say whatever. Dude, we're talking to our dicks.
Oh,
Just
okay.
like 30
Well, fair
seconds
enough.
ago.
Just go with it.
Fetish is all about like BDSM and sexual, like violent sexual stuff and all that type of fun stuff. So
Does it have anything to do with glitter and bite marks?
no.
Just buy a cutter with a vampire.
No.
That's part of the show.
But
Maybe you should tell that story.
I don't remember it. That was a while ago. Some chick just bit me a lot. Like a lot. And I woke up with glitter everywhere. Like Jesus said, it's glitter and bite marks.
She made his dick sparkle.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I love it. We're 5 minutes in, we're off the rails. It's good stuff.
this is how it goes.
That's why I like Blacklist.
I mean, it's
less formal.
It's the
It's
1
just-
year anniversary of it too.
I would love to turn this into every year. A good little Halloween
Oh,
show.
I think it is. It's That's the way it goes. Who have you guys have done some touring? You played with some people in the past year.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Plug your shit, man.
I'm trying to think what we've done. Just so much.
Anal? No.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
See what happens when I start drinking?
You're only one glass in.
That's all it takes. I'm a cheap date.
It really does.
It's a true story. You're lucky there's no whiskey here.
But when it comes to the anals, let me just say,
I'd be airtight
Those
right
girls, those girls were definitely willing, so it's all right.
Finger cuffs.
But yeah, we did some touring. We played up in Indianapolis, and we went to Kentucky and Ohio, and we've done.
You had a zombie encounter recently as well, didn't you? You were just telling me about it before we started recording.
I don't know if that's it. That might take it too far.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we've been playing shows, just touring, and that's pretty much it.
Kicking it. Sounds good, man.
Plug your site. What we got?
Sinisterfate.com. It's actually down right now because we're in the process of building a brand new, pretty site for everybody. So
When we're gonna get you up on iTunes.
yes, we're gonna get up on iTunes by the end of this year. CD Baby, all the really cool, trendy sites and stuff.
He's the guy to talk to. He's the one that put us on iTunes.
And like last year, we'll close
Brian's like,
out.
stop whoring me out.
We'll close this week's show with another one of your songs.
Yeah,
Yes.
brand new one, right?
So everybody will get a chance to listen to you guys.
Brand new.
Nice.
All right, this year, like I said, I think I wanted to do some haunted house stories.
Okay.
Some shit that made you a little creepy. Unfortunately, as much as I love this season and this time of year, October is my favorite month for many reasons. I love the weather. I love hoodie weather. Like I've told you guys many times, I'm a big car guy, and this is the best time of the year to be working in the garage with your buddies, have a couple beers and hoodies and relaxing.
I don't know what that turns into.
Yeah. Well, it's
We're already greased up.
That's what cars means. Working on cars. I like. It's weird because it's the only time I really appreciate death. But the color changes are really cool. My birthday's in October, and fucking Hell-O-Ween, which is arguably my favorite holiday. That along with
Behind Yom Kippur.
I was actually going to say the 4th of July, but yeah, those are my two favorite holidays. I think I like Halloween a little bit better, but yeah, they're both pretty close.
Followed closely by Kwanzaa.
Obviously, naturally.
So since you're leading the charge here, you want to kick us off with a story? You got a good one yet?
Yeah. That's actually kind of where I was going with all this. Is as much as I enjoy the Halloween season and all the scares and stuff that come with it, I haven't been to a haunted house in quite some time, unfortunately, because I'm just getting a little too old for it, and as a male, it's just harder and harder to scare me, if that makes sense. But I used to enjoy the shit out of them when I was younger, and a couple cool things that happened. We'll go one at a time, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm at this one. I don't even know if it still exists. It's out here in the Chicagoland area. It's called Terror on the Lake. Has anyone ever been?
I think it's still going.
Is it? Okay.
I believe it is.
I will do some quick research.
It's an indoor and outdoor haunted house. At least it was when this particular thing occurred. It's off of a lake, as the title suggests. So there's actually an indoor portion that you go through, and it's a typical haunted house, and you get your bunch of jumps and scares. And then in the middle of the tour, you actually have to go outside for a bit and walk toward the back of the house, and it's really creepy and dusky and fog and all that shit. I don't know if they had fog machines going.
Yeah, it's still going. Too.
Probably.
It is still going.
It's very, very cool. And so there's we think you're getting the shit scared out of you when you're inside. So then you feel like a sense of relief when you're outside it's kind of like an intermission to walk to the different portion of the house. And as you're in the back, there's creepy corn stalks and stuff, but you're walking and walking and walking, and absolutely nothing is happening. And you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going, and nothing's fucking happening. And then you come up to the lake, and then still nothing's happening as you're walking, and then you start hearing weird noises. I think they had a speaker or something to your right, because the lake is to your left at this point, and it kind of makes you turn to the right and look. And then when you realize nothing's there and you turn back, sea monsters literally come out of the lake in full fucking gear.
Really?
Yeah, like creatures from the lagoon style,
Nice.
like costumes, and then they come out and start chasing you back into the house.
Really?
That was like the single coolest thing that I've ever experienced at a haunted house. So
Nice.
I don't know if you had one concern.
I also too haven't been in a number of years. I don't really have a reason why. I usually like to go, and I'm one of those people that I have a very vivid imagination, so I can freak myself out very easily. Kind of like that anxiety going into it, even though I know it's completely 100% fake. But it's still like you can get yourself in that mood, that mindset. I think one of the best ones I've ever gone to, they used to do, I don't think they do it anymore. There's a smaller arena, probably about 45 minutes from here, called the Odeum.
Yes.
And they used to do 2 haunted houses in there at the same time. And that was just, it was so messed up. And I think the weirdest thing is right as you start going in, they've got, you're in the line, and they got the rope and everything. And they've got a very inconspicuous wall here to the side. And it's actually one of those rubber walls, so people's like faces come through.
Oh, they can like peel out.
Yeah, and like you're standing there, you're talking with your friends, you're kind of getting ready, and you're not even in the haunted house yet. But then next thing you know, you hear, like the rubber stretching, and you look over, and there's just like a, it was really, really freaky. Because it didn't even look like one of those rubber walls. It was just really well done. I think that was the first one for me that I'll go with.
Rock on.
Hold a little flashlight.
Little flashlight.
Little flashlight. Haunted houses. Honestly, I haven't been to many either in a while. And actually no. A couple of years ago, I did go to one out in. It's relatively new. It's Amherst Asylum out in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have friends that run it, and so they invite us to come out, and we come out there, and our friend spotted us, so of course it's like, hey everybody, Dave and Omen are coming through. So it's like, oh fuck, so everybody's gunning for us at this point now. So
They get a little liberal, huh?
oh yeah, they were gunning for us at this point then. So they're pretty much going, and doing like the type of band that I'm in. Like I pretty much do Hell-O-Ween 24/7 all year round. So it's a lot of the times when I go to haunted houses now, it's just like I'll go check them out and be like, ooh, we could use that.
So you go
That's
there
a good
for
prop.
You go there for inspiration, right?
Yeah, well, I was like, ooh, I like that. That's a pretty cool idea.
You walk up and just start poking things like, what's this
How'd
made
they
out
make
of?
this?
Maybe they won't notice this missing. They won't notice.
Oh, buzzer.
Somebody's flatlining.
Yeah,
I told you your apartment's haunted.
I guess so. Keep going.
But so yeah, I've gone to a couple haunted houses here and there. Really, just I've actually worked a couple haunted houses. I worked one out in Lombard.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Lombard. There's one we worked at, and another one that was in Franklin Park that I initially worked at. And this is annoying. Oh, is it a lightsaber? Oh, that is fucking brilliant. Okay, now it's not that annoying. But like one of the haunted houses I worked at, we was in an all black light. It was an all black room and had just black light masks, just sort of stuck all over the wall. So we would be dressed in all black and we'd have the black light mask on. So like I sort of got creative with it because it was me and my friend. We were in the room itself. It was just me and him just the whole night. So I'm just like what could we do? We could sort of stand against the wall and sort of pop out, and it looks like our heads are floating. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm like, we gotta do something. After a while, it sort of gets boring. So I'm like, all right, what the fuck else can we do? So what I did is I took one of the masks off the wall and I put it behind me. So I had one mask here, one mask here. So I went up against the wall face first. So I was facing the wall. I told my buddy, I'm like, all right, when because he was the first one to scare him, so I knew when he scared them, I could start walking. So I'd be face first. Going this way. As soon as I hear him scare them over this way, I start walking backwards. And as I walk backwards, then I spin them back around. So it basically looked like the head would switch.
Yeah.
So and I got a couple people a couple times going, oh shit. So that was pretty fun.
I got another one.
Oh.
All right.
Ow.
Lightsaber.
So this one was a bit more recently, but still like 6-7 years ago. Me and I think it was my best friend and 2 lady friends went to, I don't even remember the name of this one, and it was honestly not a very good haunted house. It was kind of short, a lot of cheap pop-out flash scares, and nothing really out of the ordinary.
Cheap scares.
Yeah. The cool part came at the absolute end. There's a hall of mirrors. A maze, rather. No markings, no help. Because usually in haunted houses, because it's so dark, there's neon that... There's little tricks and stuff in the corner, like exit this way.
Or you got some random ghouls in the hallway that just sort of go, this way!
Yeah.
It's like,
to kind of move people along.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And this was at the very end, so we're walking... It's like a 15-minute haunted house. The first 13 minutes are garbage. The last 2 minutes, like I said, we literally get stuck in this maze. We can't find our way out. Nothing scary is happening. We just can't get out. We can't figure it out. We keep getting lost. The mirrors are throwing us off. It's dark in there. We keep hitting walls. We're feeling on everything. We're like, where the fuck do we go? Then we hear the chainsaw start up. So we kind of look around. We're like, oh fuck. So then, and we got the girl shrieking in our ears, which makes stuff fucking worse because you're
screaming.
Because you're trying to be logical and you're just trying to figure it out. As a male, women just start screaming. It throws you off your center. You're just like, oh fuck. It makes it worse. It makes it more confusing. And then
shut up, bitch.
trying to get us out of here. Okay. Then, but we don't know where the chainsaws come from. We just kind of hear it, and it sounds like it's getting closer. Then we hear a second chainsaw start up.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
And then that one's getting closer. So now we got these 2 guys that finally emerge, and they start chasing us with the chainsaws.
So he's running the glass.
So now it's even worse. We're running around. We're hitting fucking walls. We can't find our way out. Everything is turned around. This goes on for like another 5 minutes. We finally find the exit and shuffle out. The exit line, which is right next to the entrance line. The 2 doors are right there. These guys continue to pursue us into the parking lot with the chainsaws ripping, and they're just going nuts, all Leatherface style with the chainsaws, and the line is freaking out to go in it because they see us getting literally chased out of the haunted house into the parking lot all the way to our cars. These guys kept coming after us with the fucking chainsaws. It was nuts. That was the coolest thing I can think of right now.
Nice. Well, for me, I was actually supposed to go to Universal Halloween Horror Nights this year, and I'm actually kind of disappointed that I wasn't able to make it. But I've already got tickets for next year, so I'm going to that. But I think one of the last haunted houses I went to was Southern Illinois-ish, Statesville Haunted Prison.
I heard that one's awesome.
And it is. For one, it's multiple different sites and everything, and they actually ferry you back and forth on the back, like a hayride. And while you're going through it, it's actually like a little town, and like you can look in the windows while you're on the back of it, and there's shit going on in the windows and everything. And then, you see people running out of the bushes, and they're coming at you from every angle. And this is all before you actually even get
You're not even at the haunted house.
You're not even at the haunted house yet. So you get inside, and they've
It's
got
just a foreplay.
and it's like, it's almost like a cattle drive. Okay, they shuffle like 50 people, and you're standing there, and they got the lights off, and it's eerily silent, like no noise whatsoever, and they leave you there for like 10 minutes, just dark, quiet, nothing going on. Then the lights slowly come up, and they have this Crypt Keeper-esque person kind of give you the rundown and everything. And then people start coming in behind you, zombies and things like that, and the doors swing open and people start running through, and it is so insane that like you get separated from your group very easily because there's little wedges and they divide you, and next thing you know you're through a door and you can see them through like bars, but you can't get to them. And they do one of the best things I've ever seen in a haunted house is they separate you from your group. They ask you when you come in how many's in your group, and they will purposely split you guys up to make it that much more frightening. And that's a big thing because, you know, of course it's comfort in numbers and everything, but when you're going through and you got complete strangers grabbing on you like screaming scared, it really elevates the level of what's going on. It was really cool. Really cool.
I kind of reminded me of one more.
Okay.
No.
I love your lightsaber. It's very fantastic. It just sort
It's
of
supposed to be this way.
this way. Actually, no, I was gonna say a good. I don't know if for people that are in Illinois, check out the Illinois Entertainer. They've got like literally like a 5-6 page spread of just haunted houses, just pages and pages of different haunted houses you can go to.
There's also a Facebook fan page which I follow, which is called Haunted Illinois.
I actually have a mutual friend that does the Haunted Chicago tour. I want to
Okay.
say she does that. So
Yeah. All right. This one's not a really good haunted house story. It's more like a little goof. It just made me think about it because you were talking about safety in groups. I remember being at one when I was younger, and it was like me and my sister, my older sister, who were still kids at this point. My younger siblings were like probably just being born. I was maybe like 8 or 9 or whatever. And then it was my mom and my godfather. We all went to a haunted house together. Because my dad and my godmother were being party poopers and didn't want to fucking come. So we go to this haunted house, and my godfather, joking around, is like, don't worry, guys. Go ahead. I'll protect you guys from the back. You know? Kind of being like a little scaredy cat about the whole situation. And this particular haunted house that we're at tended to attack from the back. So by kind of pussing out, he ended up getting the worst
Nice.
out of all of us because everything came at you from behind. So
Nice. I got one more quick little thing, and then we're actually going to pull Bryan in for a second because he sent me a message and said he's got a cool little camp story here.
just pull up a chair, brother.
I was at a concert on Wednesday this past week, and it was in Joliet, which is about an hour away. And on the way back,
Joylet.
we're driving, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, this looks really familiar. So I jump on my GPS and I type in the coordinates and everything, and lo and behold, we're about 3 minutes from Bachelor's Grove, which is like the most haunted place in the state. I've been in there once during the day. I refuse to go in there at night.
I've been there at night.
Have you?
I think we talked about it on
Did we?
last year's
Did we?
show.
Okay. But my cousin, who was with us, had never seen it. So we pulled up, slowed up, creeped to the entrance and everything. And I mean, every 500 yards, there's a cop. It was crazy. And I'm like, I'm not setting foot anywhere near there at night. I refuse. I've been there during the day, got my pictures, saw the area, don't want anything to do with it. Have you been?
I actually have never been to Bachelor's Grove.
Okay.
Ever.
I'll have to.
I've heard about it, all those spooks and when Mancow went there and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never had the chance to really go. I mean, all the times that I know of, like usually cops are always like crawling, especially around this time of year now.
Oh yeah.
Trying to get in there, you forget it.
My other cousin, a couple of years ago, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, actually called me up, and they were out, and he's like, "Where is it?" I was like, "I'm not telling you. Where is it?" So I give them directions. I didn't tell them. They had no idea what to expect other than it's haunted. Went in there, and they actually saw colored lights. Again, I didn't tell them anything what to expect going in there. They freaked out, ran out of there. And like my cousin's your size, he's a pretty well built guy. He's not some little scrawny dweeb or anything like that. And literally like 4 of my friends ran out of there. Freaked the hell out. My one friend, Bill, and I'm calling you out, Bill, even though I know you'll never listen to this, refused to go in. he's like, I'm gonna go drive a mile down the road and wait in the car, and you call me when you come back out. I'm not going in there. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bring Bryan over. Bryan's got a story for us.
Yeah, while he moseys on over, for those not in Illinois, Bachelor's Grove, like they were saying, and there's also the spot called Cuba Road, and in particular, it's Rainbow Road, which connects to Cuba Road, are the two most, like, supposedly haunted
Supernatural, haunted,
in the Chicagoland area.
Shit going on down there.
Would you care for my seat for a minute or two?
No, it's cool.
Well, okay.
You gotta use the magical light.
This is just kind of more fucked up than scary, I think.
Hey, it works.
This is a semi-repressed memory that's coming back to me from my days at.
Show them on the doll where they touched you.
No. Not that repressed. I went to a day camp for several years in Cary, Illinois. It was owned by the company my mom worked for, and year after year we went there. Just as a day camp. It was like daycare, but at a camp. And as you got older, you got more privileges and stuff like that. My friends and I used to enjoy sneaking out and going to the woods and stuff like that when no one was looking. So at one point, it was the year before it was 1991, because it was like a year before we're getting to what's called teen camp, and teen camp gets all the privileges. They get to go wherever they want and do whatever, etc.
That's when they touch you on the doll.
That could be where the doll touching happens. I didn't make it there. My mom quit or lost her job there, one or the other.
Okay.
So I didn't go there that next year. But the year before you go into teen camp, they have an overnight.
Like a lock-in.
Yeah, like a lock-in type of thing. And this is a fairly large camp. It's not just like a little... It's it's big enough that you can get lost. It's like more than an hour walk from one end to the other.
Okay.
It's fairly big. So they're having like a summer sleepover lock-in, whatever. During the day, they took us to like this mall. They're like, you guys, whatever you want to do for the next couple hours, you just hang out at the mall. We'll head back to the camp in a bit. We want to go get food, have fun, whatever. We're all doing whatever, walking around the mall. I bought a tape. It's really lame. It was a Weird Al tape.
What's wrong with Weird Al?
It's just nerdy.
Hello, we do a podcast.
Well, yeah, but it was when it was the Nirvana. What was it? Smells like Nirvana.
Smells like Teen.
It was
Yeah.
the single. Nice. And so we're like a music store, and some other guys went to like a shoe store or whatever. We meet back up on the bus, and the two counselors, because there was just two counselors and like 10 kids, and they're yelling at each other back and forth. He was stealing this. He was trying to grab this. No, he wouldn't do that, man. They're talking about this guy, Steve. I think it was Steve.
Goddamn Steve.
Supposedly, Steve tried to steal from the shoe store. And the two counselors, Ray and Jose, are just screaming back and forth. Ray is like, no, this kid's a piece of shit. He's terrible. I can't believe he would do this. But I do, type of thing. Like I can't believe he did this, but I'm not surprised. And Jose's like, no, come on, give him the benefit of the doubt. The store manager's just an asshole. We're on the bus heading back to the campsite, and they're yelling back and forth. And Ray just kind of gets off the bus and walks away. He's like, fuck this, I'm done with this shit. You fucking, Jose, you hang out with these assholes that are getting us in trouble and making us look bad. And Jose kind of brings us back. There's like 4 or 5 pavilions in this place. They bring us back to one of the pavilions. Like there's like an open pavilion and a closed pavilion. They bring us back to the open pavilion, and Jose, because Ray's gone, Jose's just like, guys, I'm really sorry. I don't know what's come over Ray. He's being really weird. I know you guys are good kids. I know none of you would do something like this. And we're just fucking with you! Run, motherfucker! And Ray comes in a truck, speeding towards us. We disperse. Run into the woods. And this is where I drop my Weird Al tape.
Aww.
And this is part of why I remember it. So I dropped this tape in the woods. It's gone. We're hiding in the woods. They're driving back and forth across the front of the woods in the truck, shining lights into the woods trying to find us. They caught some of the other kids, and we could see them down the road. And they were like torturing these kids, pouring water on them. Like
Waterboard them?
Yeah, literally, almost. Just waterboarding them. We're hiding in the woods. We see the kids are running back and forth.
Brian's like, I gotta poo.
I'm just watching. No, that was not a problem.
It was already in my pants.
No, that's you know sometimes you get so freaked out you just can't do anything.
Yeah.
That's where I was.
You forget about bodily
I'm
functions.
literally for hours just crouched in the woods watching lights go back and forth, them shouting for us, "Come the fuck out! What the fuck do you think you're doing? You think you're gonna get my ass in trouble for this shit? Get the fuck out!" Just everything. And just Apparently, some kids had run and hid in the pool pavilion, and just they were dunking kids in the toilet. Eventually, they come into the woods and they find us. They drag us back to the street, and they line us all up.
And then they execute you.
Well, no, and this is how you know we're in charge. Just giving us the right act about how we don't know our place, etc., etc., etc.
Wow.
That's pretty messed up.
Yeah. And then we went to bed, and they woke up in the morning and they made us pancakes. It was really fucking weird. So yeah, not really horror.
I don't know, man.
Kind of a traumatic experience.
Yeah, I mean, you're hiding in the woods. You're like, "Where's Weird Al? I lost Weird Al." You know.
A month later, I found the case for the cassette.
Really? But the tape was gone.
The tape was gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I got one more thing I want to contribute now. Okay.
here we go.
This is
Tony always got to be the guy. Oh, I got one more.
you guys make me think of shit. What can I say? This isn't really a horror story so much. This is a wow, that's blinding. This is a little bit of a.
We're gonna do Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. This is almost a semi-true urban legend, if that's even a thing. Everybody's like, "Ah, piqued your interest in it, didn't I?"
Bring him down.
So okay. So I grew up in this suburb outside of Chicago called Park Ridge, and that's fine. Yeah. I don't even think you guys would be able to verify this for me because you guys didn't really grow up there. This is a really internal Park Ridge story. There's this area kind of by the central portion of the suburb that's called Uptown. And 2 blocks away, it's actually a 6 corners meeting, but 2 blocks north on this one street called Prospect, there's an intersection at Prospect and Elm. Now, I personally do not believe in ghosts. Haven't since I was a little kid. Still do not to this day. I'm a skeptic. I enjoy the dealings. I love Hell-O-Ween. I like the idea of all this stuff, but I just don't really believe in it. But there's been this thing going on since forever. Since I was like in first, second grade when I first heard about it. There's this specific house, and I live like 4 blocks from it. I could take a picture and post it on the page if anybody wants to show you the actual house, okay? And it is supposedly a real, actual haunted house that a bunch of murders took place in 20 or 30 years ago. Now, I, of course, brushed it off the first time I heard it, and the person that told me is watch. Every 6 months, this house will be back up for sale because the new residents don't know it's haunted because you're not allowed to disclose that kind of information. And so much bad things happen that right away they try to pawn it off on the next person. And lo and behold, like I said, I've lived by this house for over 20 years. And every time I pass by it, it'll be up for sale. It'll drop for a few months. Someone will move in. And within a month or 2, the fucking sign is back up. And it has been doing this steadily.
It sounds like a cheap house I'm going to buy.
Unfortunately, it's a mansion. It's a ridiculous house.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really nice, but I don't know if it's true. I don't know what is going on there. That house has been flipped more than any piece of property I've ever seen in my life. And I guess it's as close as we can possibly get to something like that. For me being a skeptic and seeing it with my own eyes for my entire life.
You could always Google the house and see what...
Prospect and Elm in Park Ridge, Illinois. Right across the street from the country club.
Speaking of Elm, in another similar area, not too far from either of you gentlemen, you and Bryan, in Morton Grove, there is Elm Street, and
there's also South Park.
Well, Elm Street is a dead end.
Yes.
Right into the forest preserve.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I can't look down that street when I drive past it. I can't.
Really?
Cannot. Yeah. I just something about it. Something like as you saw on my grandfather's ID. I used to live in Morton Grove. I used to walk past that street. I cannot look down that street because it dead ends into the fucking forest preserve.
Okay, a street has never freaked me out.
Yeah.
So I can't relate to that.
Well, it's also only got houses on one side of it, and then it's the forest on the other. It's just really
That is creepy.
Yeah. Really, really weird. You got anything else, Dave?
No, I don't really have any.
Dave does have a story that I'm going to make Dave tell really quick.
What's that?
Dave's got a story about a multi-legged little black figure that used to run around our friend's house.
I think I told that story.
We're going to
last
refresh everybody. I haven't listened to it. We've gained a lot of new listeners since last year. So yeah, we're gonna have Dave tell about his little friend really quick.
What are we doing?
Dave's got a little bit of a story here, a personal encounter, if you will.
time. Yeah, my the house that I grew up in was actually haunted. There's from what I was told, there was either a suicide or there's a couple of suicides that happened in the upstairs of my house, of my parents' house, which happened to be my room.
Mm-hmm.
So, I always got the, like, when I would always...
You were in the attic. It was a converted attic.
Yeah, it
if
was
I
an
remember
attic.
correctly.
Yeah, it was an attic. So,
Yeah.
like, I moved upstairs because I wanted to move upstairs for privacy and stuff like
Peter
that.
Brady style.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll live upstairs. And I would always get the distinction I was either being watched or just, it had that creepy, weird vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of friends of mine that would come up into the house, who would come hang out in my room or whatever, I would catch them, like, looking down, the one area and being like, and then turn back around, I'm like, what's up? And, no, I thought I saw something. That happened a lot. So the one night, I think it was after a Manor Bowl hangout session, me and a friend of mine, we were crashing at my place. And like, my bed, like, basically my bed was, like, vertically this way. So, like, say me and Jay are pretty much the bed, and, like, Tony here would be where my buddy was sitting, because I had next to my bed, I had a
Recliner, right?
lazy boy.
Yeah.
So he was sleeping in where Tony would be. And my buddies, and, we're just talking, shooting the shit, having a good, laugh and a giggle, and finally we're about to crash out, and then I just hear my friend go, all right, ha-ha. I'm like, what's ha-ha? He's like, all right, quit fucking around. What the fuck are you talking about? Dude, I can see you standing over me. So at this point, I'm next to, and where my bed was I had the wall right next to me. So I literally just slam on the wall. I go, dude, I'm over here. And then I just hear him at the foot of the bed go, oh, crap. So I'm like, I'm laying down. I'm like, well, one of us has to fucking get up and look. And it's my house, so apparently I got to get up and look. So I sit up, look forward, and I see this giant black shape just standing over, just basically leering like this. Just standing there. Didn't do nothing, just standing.
I would have climbed out your window.
And watching, and I go, oh, shit. So I get up, I get out of bed, I click on the light real quick, and the shape is gone.
Of course.
So that's the...
Boss!
That's pretty messed up.
Got any good horror stories?
No, not really.
No haunted sightings or anything like that? No personal experiences?
I just bought a house from a dead guy.
Let's tell everybody. Get in the frame here. Come on.
You just bought a house from a dead guy?
Yeah, my house. The guy
one-
committed suicide in there.
The one down south?
Yeah. Yeah, I found out about it after I bought it.
Well,
Yeah, 'cause
we were
they're
just
not
saying
allowed
they
to,
can't
they're not allowed
disclose
to
that.
release that kind of info.
Oh. That's like a law?
Yeah.
Oh, well, piss.
Anything weird happened there since you've been there?
No, but my attic looks just like the attic when you walk. You ever seen the movie Sinister?
No, I have not yet.
No.
Sinister?
Half of it, yeah.
You know, like the attic
Yeah.
of Sinister? That's my attic.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, like I was just expecting a bunch of little girls to like turn and look at me and go, shh.
How about you, miss? Any personal haunted experiences?
Not really.
It's our annual Hell-O-Ween blacklist.
Yeah. It's the 1 year anniversary. No? Nothing?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. So we gonna jump into the
Yeah, we can do the last thing and then
Last second
wrap
half
up.
of here.
We want to do some serial killer stuff.
Unless my aunt stories count.
Wait, whoa. Hold on. I'm intrigued. Ant stories?
Well,
No,
Yeah,
ants and relative.
I wasn't talking about the insect.
Well, that's a horror.
Well, come on in here. Get close to the mic. Take the. It's like you gotta take the flashlight. You gotta hold it, and you gotta.
Ooh.
Let's go. Come
So I
on.
was like, my aunt, she lives in the house that used to belong to one of our great aunts, and apparently she died in it. And occasionally, now it doesn't happen as frequent because they've lived there long enough and they've gotten used to it. But they used to have like moments where they would hear like voices or something like that. Like one time, but she got out of the shower and say her dog she has was staring down the hallway, just growling at something. She couldn't figure out what it was.
My two do that all the time. We're in the bedroom. I don't mean to. We're in the bedroom, and they will just sit in the doorway and at things.
Well, that's because her aunt's house is haunted. Your dogs are just retarded.
By the way,
Could be a good point.
I found the house.
Okay.
Did you?
Is it for sale again?
It's for it just
There's like a million listings on that street. Like if you
it just resold. This is the house. Unless you have 800 grand.
Damn it.
I told you it's a mansion. I can share it with everybody later.
800,000 in Park Ridge. That's not a mansion.
Let me see that.
I think Moss just found his new house.
800,000 in Park Ridge is like an above average house.
Slightly. Needs
Well,
work.
it-
right?
The problem is,
Yeah,
did you
needs
hear the story?
work. Yeah.
It resells every 6 months.
Yeah.
So that would probably drop the value. Of
So okay, with the dogs
that?
are just growling at random things and
Well,
trying to see.
there's
It doesn't
a
actually
couple
say
of
anything
other
about
things,
haunted.
Like,
Because I don't think it can. But I when I searched haunted houses in Park Ridge,
Yeah.
That
it
came
was
up.
like the third hit
nice.
behind the Pickwick Theater.
What else?
well, she used to like watching The Price is Right all the time.
Okay.
And occasionally, before they got a newer TV, they'd wake up in the middle of the night and the TV would be on right to that TV show.
In the middle of the night, Price is Right would be on?
Well,
That's a
like,
good trick.
but during
Yeah.
during like schedule sometimes they would.
So it's a ghost DVR. That's awesome.
Sounds like a child's play.
Yeah.
Like one
Well,
story.
I don't know if it'd be.
Is there a doll watching the
It would
show?
be in the middle of the night, but
Yeah.
it would be certain times of day. It just
looks
turn on
familiar.
and it'd be right on
Right
that
on the channel.
And
I'll take
then-
better pictures of it. And I'll keep updating the page with all the fucking for sale signs to show you guys I'm not lying. Go ahead, sorry.
And then, but there was one other story where, like, my uncle, but he was in their bed asleep, and his wife, my aunt, left for work, and then he felt somebody lay down in the bed next to him, and so that bedroom was the room she slept in,
Oh,
and he could not move and turn around and look, but say he knew that my aunt was not there,
mm-hmm.
but he was just
Oh.
freaked out.
Oh, no. I'd jump up and run out. I couldn't lay there. I couldn't. If I knew nobody was in that bed with me, I couldn't lay there. Right? Like you feel the blankets pull up or something. Fuck that. No.
Could be worse. You could have got spooned.
Yeah, right? What's that?
But I think that's about all the ones I can think of. Off the top
Okay.
of my head, but-
Okay. So we can bring them up just a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
So I just found all the listing dates every time it was resold.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Okay. So it went up November 4th of 2012.
Okay.
Okay. Before that, July 27th of 2012.
Okay.
So that's like 3 months. Before that,
5, but okay.
it was February 1st, 2012.
Okay.
Before that, it was, now we're back in 2011.
Another 5
May
months, right.
26, 2011, it sold again. Are you seeing this?
Yeah.
This goes back, I assure
count
you,
how many times?
20
Count how many
years
times?
since I was a little kid and first heard about
How
it.
far back does it go?
Count how many times.
October 5th, 2010. Oh, that person actually stayed there a month, or a year. December 22nd, 2009. That's another year. October 15th, 2009. That guy
Well,
stayed there
that's 2
3 months.
Yeah. Wow.
I say sleepover.
Okay, it only goes back to then, but still, that's 4 years it went for sale like 8-9 times.
Damn.
Impressive.
It's been doing this forever.
I think you
That
found.
fucking house
I think
is
you found
haunted.
yourself the dungeon house.
The dungeon.
The dungeon. There you go.
The actual dungeon.
Yep.
Alright.
All right. So. you
Yeah,
wanna
well, we're
go
have to
ahead?
show up with some serial killer stuff. Some serial killer stuff.
Okay.
What do you want us to do? Me kick it off?
Yeah.
All right. I'm quite partial to our local celebrity, and that is Senior John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah.
For those not familiar, I don't know how you wouldn't be. He's like the third or fourth most
About
famous.
15 minutes from here.
Yeah. Actually, the parental units, my mom and dad, their first house was like 13 or 14 houses away from where this happened. They only lived there for like 6 or 8 months, and then they moved to Norwich, and then moved to Park Ridge and Isles. But he's probably like the fourth or fifth most famous serial killer in American history. He was a clown, and everybody loved him in the neighborhood. And he used to offer work to young men, like 17, 18, 19-year-old men. And he used to lure them back to his place and kill them there. And he actually buried 20-some-odd people in his basement. And the smell...
Reportedly 20 some odd people. They say that there could be more. They say there might.
Yeah.
They're not. There's only about 20 or so that they've actually found.
Yeah. The guy, still to this day, is only... the plot is less than 15 minutes from where I live.
They tore the house
down.
It's no longer technically on the street.
And
it's facing a different way.
The address no longer exists because, at least, I'm sure this is how it works everywhere around the world, but over here there's plenty of room in between neighbors. Like somebody will be like 101 and the next person will be like 105. So it's easy enough to knock down 105 and just make it 107.
Well, the way that it
house
actually works is if the street was this way and the house was here, and then it's at the corner, they took and they flipped it this way
to make it this way as the address.
So it goes down the other street now.
Sure.
The other interesting part, if I can really quick, is I don't know when the last time you were by there, but there's always been the urban legend that the grass will not grow there, and it doesn't. There is no grass in this lawn whatsoever. You've seen it?
Yeah.
It's all dead grass.
And that's a house that is actually spiked in property because there's a lot of people that want to live somewhere like that. It's like the most expensive house in the block, even though it's nothing special. Because as much as they try to hide it and cover it up, people know.
I was there. I went past there about 2 years ago on one of my late night driving around, showing my cousins different weird shit in the city, and we pull up and I'm talking to him and I'm pointing it out, and out of nowhere you just hear somebody yell, "You fucking looking for something?" I'm like, "Oh shit!" got the hell out of there. Got the hell out of there.
People are probably pissed of all the drive-bys they get over there.
Oh, I'm sure they got shit.
Oh yeah.
But hey, they're the ones that elected to live over there. Also, there's some falsities in the John Wayne Gacy movie because they say it happened in Des Plaines, which is ridiculously close to where it happened, but that's not Des Plaines.
Yeah. It's Norwich.
Yeah. In the event, well, it could be Howard Heights too, depending on the year, because they switched the lines a bit. But anyway, it's over there, which is not Des Plaines.
Yeah, it's that way.
Not that way?
That way.
No, it's that way.
No, Des Plaines is that way. Norwich is that way.
Des Plaines is really long.
It's north, that way.
Yeah, it's...
Des Plaines is northwest.
West is that
I
way.
say it's that way.
The lake is that way.
North is the lake. The lake is that way.
No, I'll bet you $100
Right?
right now.
Does this have
The
a
lake
compass-
is
compass
right there.
app?
That way.
I'm gonna see
Google Sky. Google Sky.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry to bring up all these upset things. I was just trying to say that if you ever watch the movie, it's an excellent movie. It's cool. It's a lot of fun.
Is that the one Bryan Dennehy?
It's on Netflix right now. Maybe he might be in it. I'm not sure. The one on Netflix right now. It's just called Gacy. But they say it happened in Des Plaines, and that is false. Des Plaines is ridiculously close to where it happened, but that is not Des Plaines. That's all I'm trying to say.
There's actually two of them made. There was one with Bryan Dennehy, and then there's one with the fucking fat dude from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Really?
Yeah, they remember what the hell is the dude?
I think that's the one I saw.
the one that was in the
There's a fat dude.
bathtub, and he Pee-wee beats him up in the bathtub.
Yeah.
There was that fight that happened at the end.
Yeah, he plays John Wayne Gacy, and I know one of them.
Yeah, and supposedly ended up getting caught from the smell from all the dead bodies
The
in
interesting
basement.
thing about
He couldn't cover it up any longer.
him.
that way.
No, that's wrong.
North is that way.
Yeah.
That blinking does it.
Northwest.
Yeah. Exactly. The lake is that way.
No, the lake is east. Lake is that way.
No.
I'm looking at a damn compass, all right?
Your compass is fucking wrong.
Yeah, these
Look out the window. Downtown is that way. Look out the window. Fuck your Android. Look out the window.
Southeast.
Yeah, and that's the lake.
I'm going to channel
The lake stretches.
my inner Peter Griffin. Oh my God! Who the hell cares?
I do. Anyways, the interesting thing is that my uncle actually saw him perform as the clown when he was younger.
He was well liked.
Yeah.
Like people paid for his shows. He got to be a clown everywhere. People enjoy. He was really friendly with his neighbors. He was like a well liked guy.
Yeah.
So how about yourselves, good sirs?
I'm always partial to Dahmer.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about the Dommeister.
He liked to eat people. I think that's the. I mean, like, what more do you say, right? He used to hook up with young gay men up in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Was yeah.
That's what they do in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And drink beer.
Fucking cheeseheads. And he would sample various body parts from them, try them out, see what tasted right. Had a very small studio apartment with fridges and 55-gallon drums of acid, and it just really whole fucked up situation. Very intelligent man.
Most serial killers are.
Yeah. Just and again, there's a documentary was on Netflix that I was watching about him a couple weeks ago.
Did you ever see like one of the things he wanted to do with all the skeletal remains was build like a giant fucking like Game of Thrones
Yeah, because
type
he was
chair?
painting them and stuff. It was really weird. Yeah.
Like a crazy, Game of Thrones type fucking skulls. Like it's actually pretty ingenious.
Yeah. So yeah, mine's Dahmer.
My favorite serial killer? I'd say Pope Urban III, or no, the second. He was the Pope during the Crusades.
Is this real or fiction or not fiction?
No,
Serial killers date back forever.
Is this fiction or real?
real.
Or
No, I'd say my
Real.
absolute favorite serial killer would have to be Jack the Ripper.
He was
Number one in the book.
he was number 2 on my list.
He's number one in the book.
He was never caught, and and you've seen either from the Johnny Depp movie or whatever, how many movies they've made or documentaries, and it might be this guy. Well, it might be this guy. Well, nobody will fucking ever know.
The allure around him is insane.
You'll never, ever. We will never know. There's no possible way unless
And
somebody gets a fucking TARDIS and we go back there and watch.
There's all those.
Why you gotta go with fucking Doctor Who, man?
gotta
What's
go
wrong with
fucking
the fuck? What's wrong with the fucking with
DeLorean.
the telephone?
Why can't we
or
DeLorean that shit?
Yeah.
Fucking TARDIS.
TARDIS is a phone booth.
But Bill and Ted's was cooler.
No, sir. No.
George
The
Carlin.
TARDIS is bigger on the inside.
Thank you.
It's not about the size; it's how you use it.
That's what he is told every time.
Excellent.
It is. It is what I'm told every time. It's the effort that counts.
There,
He's just a little guy.
there's so many interesting like theories on what Jack the Ripper was doing, because like you had like there was like these designs that it's all people's imagination running wild, obviously, like 150 years after the fact.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's pretty cool. They like drew stars and stuff from like his deaths, like to make it look like it's almost pre-planned. And there's an anomaly, of course, where it's a block and a half off to make the 5th point.
yeah.
But that's the one where he almost got caught and supposedly had to drag the body like a block and a half away to finish it off. And that's the only reason he didn't have the perfect star. But again, I think that's people's imagination going a little too crazy. But it's still pretty interesting.
I forget how many different like people they said was Jack the. There's at least 20, 30, 40, 50, 80 suspects. Like there's so many. It's like from Prince Albert all the way to like the Queen herself and like just weird shit.
Yeah.
It's what. But he's like the end all serial killer to me.
There's actually this other one. Maybe you guys could help me out with his name, because he's not as famous, but he should be. And I actually didn't even hear about him ever until I accidentally stumbled upon his documentary on Netflix. He's actually another local boy.
H.H. Holmes?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Devil in the White City.
Yeah. Okay, so
I cannot find where that building was for life of me.
it's torn
gone.
down. It's torn down.
But and the streets aren't there anymore either.
So that he actually built this this took place during the Chicago World's Fair.
1935 World's Fair.
He capitalized at the time on purchasing a big building and turning it into a hotel that all the people that were visiting from around the world were able to stay at relatively cheap. It was off the beaten path a bit. And apparently the first floor was a really, really nice hotel. It was legit.
First floor had storefronts in it too. It had a pharmacy.
So maybe it was the second floor that was legit. Because it was a 3-story building. And everything was legit. A lot of people came and went. They ended up fine. But on occasion, he would take one of the visitors and bring them up to the 3rd floor, which was actually designed to be the most perfect, like, killing facility.
Yep.
And he actually changed contractors, like, every month or two because he didn't want anyone to understand the intricacies of the entire floor.
No
So
exist of it.
he'd have like this dude put in 2 walls and be like, "You're fired," and bring in another guy to bring in this one wall, and then bring in another guy. So like nobody fully knew the layout of this place, and it was all trap doors and hidden doors and hidden walls and movable objects, and everything turned into torture chambers. He had built-in gas rooms, built like.
The fucking acid vats.
It was insane what this guy constructed while running a legit hotel downstairs. And like everything was at the time was kind of a perfect storm because you had so many people visiting from around the world where there was no internet and shit back then. You're just like, well, I'm going to go check out the World's Fair in Chicago. If you're coming from Europe, people just assume you never came back.
Phenomenal book called Devil in the White City.
There's nobody to report these people missing.
Yeah.
It was a fucking playground for the guy.
I actually, as a tag up from that, my grandfather has in his bedroom a key from the 1935 World's Fair, from when all that happened.
1935.
My old boss was a collector of that stuff.
Yeah.
He has a bunch of animatronics.
Really?
Creepy as fuck. There's like this box, and all the mechanisms are inside the box, and there's 3 children on top of the box that move and like dance and make really weird noises. It's called the Family of the Future.
Wow.
Creepy as hell. Oh, it's so weird looking.
That's a shame they don't do those things really anymore.
Yeah.
So you can't find where this building was.
Most of the people that did it.
The
back
supposed
then are not
intersection.
making a lot of
What's the
sense.
actual building called?
Holmes House. Holmes.
I'll just do
something.
H.H. Holmes.
The streets are no longer there.
Really?
Yeah. The intersection actually isn't there anymore. The building's obviously long gone. Like it took them a couple of years to tear it down, if I remember correctly, too, just because they kept finding shit. Like they'd tear down a section and just find more and more, and then trying to document all of it. But yeah, it's I've tried to find it, and I haven't had any luck yet.
611 West 63rd.
I don't know but if you read the actual book, it's not there. It's close to
It's
there.
like a little bit east of Chicago Avenue, 63rd.
Yeah. But
Roughly.
I think it was
That's south.
Yeah.
That's not even a very pleasant neighborhood nowadays.
no, and
You really don't want to drive around there
well, just like
looking. Anyway,
the site of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre is an old folks' home now. It is.
still isn't, man.
Well, the interesting part about it is if you drive through the alley of where the warehouse that it took place was, the alley for about a half-block portion is still brick. Like the old-style brick.
does it still have like shells and shit like laid in it?
It's still like it's paved and then brick and then paved. It's like the old school brick. I've took you there. No,
No.
really.
Uh-uh.
What about to fucking where Dillinger was shot?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh, we gotta go riding around one night.
Yeah, you should just do tours.
I do tours. Look, I mean,
No, like as a business.
strange but true Chicago.
We should do that one of these nights.
Chicago Street Guide to the Supernatural.
Let's do it and bring a camera.
Let's go.
We could do this.
Seaweed Charlie, all of them. They're all in here. They're all in here.
Well, the most funny, the best thing I always find interesting
Oprah
is,
Winfrey's Haunted TV Studio.
Oh, Harpo.
I used to work at a haunted bar.
Which one?
Excalibur.
Oh yeah, that's in
Yeah.
here.
That's like one of the most haunted places in Chicago. I personally never saw anything. There was one time where common practice in the industry is once you close out, everybody is counting their tips and stuff, and you just kind of sit around and have a few beers, a few drinks with the staff. Like after everybody's out of there, everybody's bullshitting. You're just trying to calm down for the night. And there was one particular night where there was like me, the general manager, and like one or two other bartenders were just hanging out, having a smoke, and getting ready to go home. And on the other side of the bar, a bunch of glasses broke. And there was nobody else in the building, but when we went to investigate, we didn't see anything. But that was the extent of my horror experiences out there.
I was saying the most interesting thing I find is like you look at like Dahmer, Gacy, like Geen, H.H. Holmes. The Midwest has the most serial killers and the most fucked up people.
Well, the most famous was West Coast, and that's Manson. I think he's got the biggest allure around him, but he's kind of he's
more
kind
of
of
a cult
weird.
leader.
Yeah,
It's more
like
of a cult
he
thing,
made
though.
all these women like fall crazy in love with him. He's just like a weird looking dude, if you ask
Because
me.
I mean, really, technically, I mean, I know Manson is called a serial killer, but he didn't kill anybody.
Well,
Any of that stuff, anything that the Sharon, he wasn't even there. So like by definition, a serial killer, he's not really a serial killer. Like Gacy, he did it. Dahmer, these are guys who hands-on murdered,
people,
chopped up people, did whatever they did.
I got one last quick one here.
All right, by all means.
And it's a local one, and it involves my grandfather in the other room there. It is 1658 West Cortlandt Street. Okay, I grew up on Cortlandt and Tallman in Chicago here.
I work 3 houses away from there.
Okay, my grandfather used to bartend at this bar called the Bucktown Pub, and he was good friends with the owner, who died in the bar. The bar is now considered haunted by the owner, who, when the current staff goes in and they place the alcohol, the top shelf, and everything. They come in the next day, bottles are moved in the order that the old owner used to have them in. And it's actually in this book.
That's pretty creepy.
Yeah. But this is actually a bar that my grandfather worked at.
That's pretty cool.
I got pictures of that. That's bullshit.
Chicago or Illinois in general is completely haunted. Actually, the bar that's right up here on
You
Milwaukee.
should know that. We've been to that a bunch of times.
Yeah, it's called Livewire now. It's over on Milwaukee. That bar is haunted.
Yeah, I've been there.
They got there's a downstairs floor where all the bands go, and like that's the dressing room area. When you go down there, you just get that weird, creepy vibe.
It's really interesting. We should actually get together and do one of those real quick.
We can, whenever you want,
Bring a
man.
camera around. This
Whenever
is probably a
you
bad time because of the added police at all these places.
No, ain't no problem. This is the time of year that I do this, with the exception of Bachelor's Grove. I don't set foot anywhere near there this time of year. But all this, I go by all these. I've been to probably, I'd say 80% of these places in this book here.
It's pretty cool.
Not a fucking thing.
All right, you guys want to wrap it up? Let's get some final thoughts in there.
Yeah. Go for it. Wrap it up.
For the whole show, or just
Yeah,
some
man. Do you have anything left to
chime in on?
say, sir?
All right, rock on. Thanks for joining us for our annual Halloween episode. We'll catch you guys next year. Thanks for tuning in.
Rescue 7, come in. This is dispatch. Do you copy over?
Come in dispatch. Send for paramedics.
it.